When it comes to the absurd meme coin narrative, shitcoin could potentially be the most viral meme coin out of this category, simply because when we think about the word shit, it is probably one of the most used slang words in the English language. Also, at the same time, it's because of its powerful language, it's one that sticks in our minds, and as well, it tends to show up in our everyday conversations. So imagine how crazy it will sound when you tell your family members, your workers, and your friends that you got rich off of shitcoin. And because of how absurd this will sound to your friends, family, and coworkers, they will naturally come to you and start a conversation and ask you how exactly this has happened, and also, can I get involved in this project? And this to give you an idea of how crazy meme coins belonging to the absurd meme coin narrative could run to. Right now, shitcoin is sitting at a market cap of only $1.2 million. And let's compare it to some of the major players in this absurd meme coin narrative, starting with Fartcoin. So at its all-time high, Fartcoin reached a market cap of over $2 billion. So hypothetically speaking, if shitcoin right now sitting at just over $1 million was to reach the market cap of Fartcoin at its all-time high, that would be over a 2000x from here. But once again, nothing in crypto is guaranteed, and this is not guaranteed to happen. And also, this is a good time for me to say that nothing in this video is financial advice, so always make sure to do your own research. What I'm doing in my videos is I'm just sharing my thoughts and opinions on this project. So continuing on is the example of Useless Coin. So right now, Useless Coin is sitting at a market cap of $182 million. At its all-time high, it reached close to 400 million. So that means, hypothetically speaking, if shitcoin was to reach the market cap of Useless Coin at its all-time high, that would be a 400x from here. Also, we have Worthless Coin, reaching more recently an all-time high of over $20 million. So that would be a 20x from here. And of course, we have Trash Coin. So at its all-time high, Trash Coin reached a market cap of $15 million. So if hypothetically shitcoin was to reach the all-time high of Trash Coin, that would be a 15x. So you could see that there is quite a wide spectrum when it comes to the potential of a coin such as shitcoin sitting at only a $1 million market cap, when you compare it to Trash Coin, which is a 15x from here, all the way to Fartcoin, which is a potential 2000x from here at their respective all-time highs. And once again, these comparisons are not guaranteed, as nothing in crypto is guaranteed, but simply is to show the potential for shitcoin when you compare it to the other major players that have performed exceptionally well, that belong to the absurd meme coin narrative. So let's go ahead and have a look at the price chart for shitcoin. And as we mentioned earlier, the market cap of shitcoin is really tiny right now, sitting at only $1.3 million. And if you look at the graph right here, you can notice that it's been especially at the very beginning, it was relatively very, very quiet. It's pretty much stagnant, pretty much for most of its lifetime. And this project here has been out for 1 month and 5 days, so fairly a new project here. So really good to see that during this time, it looked like it was just doing a lot of building during this time, because just more recently on September 23rd, so this is about 1 week ago, we saw this project go from a market cap of, let's say, under $100,000 and run really hard up to its all-time high of about $1.7 million. So let's actually chart this out here and see how big of a gain that big run up was. So that is about a 2000% from the point where it was absolutely stagnant of having a market cap of under $100,000 and then running up to over $1.7 million. So that's about a 20x in a matter of 1 week. So really, really strong performance from this particular meme coin. And the one thing that I would like to also point out is that when we look at the graph carefully as well, you can see that it is forming new higher lows. So this is very, very bullish in terms of its chart pattern right here. So the trajectory is on an upwards trend right here. So really, really nice to see that that shitcoin has a lot of momentum going for it. So really interesting to see what the team will continue to do to keep this momentum up here. But simply, as I mentioned, that the word shit is probably one of the most used slang words in the English language. It's something that will always be in the top of mind and also be a part of the conversation when it comes to talking about crypto and more specifically about meme coins here. So right now we can see that the holder count, despite only having a market cap of just over $1 million, they have over 3,200 holders. So let's go ahead and check out their bubble maps here to see if there's anything concerning that we should pay attention to. So we'll turn on the magic nodes right here and just give it 1 second to load. And you notice a few clusters here. So let's go ahead and click on to see how big they are. So this one here has a cluster supply of about 4.39. This one right here has a cluster supply of 3.2. So nothing really too over concerning at this particular moment. Once again, when it comes to these clusters, it's important to understand that it's really what is the intention behind the team. So if the team has good intentions, usually these clusters are actually a beneficial advantage. Simply, they will use a lot of these tokens to grow their projects in the form of, say, partnerships, marketing, and etc. But also the risk of that is if the team has malicious intent, then obviously there is that big risk that they just dump all their coins and then run off, right? So right here, the major question when it comes to looking at clusters and understanding them is, what is the team's intention? Is it to grow the project, or is it malicious, right? So super important when you look at these bubble maps to be asking that particular question here. So in terms of the cluster size, nothing really overly concerning. They've been around for 1 full month, and also we have not seen any particular where it's like a big massive dump just to drop it down to pretty much zero. So really good to see that even after this major pullback that you see right here from about $1.7 million market cap, and it dropped down to $910,000. It had a nice bounce to its current market cap of 1.3 million. So really good to see that the community is still supporting this particular project here. So let's go ahead and jump to the website for shitcoin. And really, there's when it comes to substance, not much behind shitcoin, and that's the way that they want to have it, because it falls into the absurd meme coin narrative, where the barrier to entry and to understand these types of crypto projects is very simple and very low, which makes these meme coins have that massive viral appeal that makes it super easy to onboard the everyday retail investor here. So go to the website, you can see that their tagline is empowering the ultimate shitheads with Solana speed here. So if you go ahead and you read what is the shitcoin, you can read that shitcoin is just a shitcoin with zero utilities. We are here to basically sum up the whole crypto industry, and to many, that's how they see the projects in the cryptoverse right now, is a bunch of shitcoins, because a lot of these projects are still in their speculative stage. And of course, as the industry matures, then real utility and real usage will come out of that. But at this particular moment, a lot of people believe that the current state of the crypto industry is in a very speculative mode, which once again allows this industry to have those asymmetrical gains, because once an industry matures, then a lot of those asymmetrical gains goes away, simply because there is a set marketplace for supply and demand that's already been established. And one of the things that makes this project really stand out is that their team is super active on their socials. In fact, probably one of the most active teams when it comes to posting on their X page. So right now we are on the X account for shitcoin right here, and right, you can see that their account just created just last month in September, and right now their following count is growing, but right now sitting at 343 followers. And already within the time that this X account has been created, they have posted 86 times here. So they post on a daily basis anywhere between 10 posts to 20 posts, sometimes even 30 posts a day. So doing whatever they can to keep their community super active. And then on top of that, they have some pretty good engagement for the size of their following as well. So you can see that their X posts have 500 or more views on it, and as well as multiple likes, reposts, and comments as well. But if you go and you kind of have a look at, how often do they post, for example, you can see, let's see here on September 30th, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there are many more. So really awesome to see that the team is super active, especially looking to engage with the community, because especially when we know from these types of coins, for example, especially when it comes to observe meme coin narrative coins, community is everything. But once again, community is everything when it comes to crypto, but even more so when it comes to meme coins here. So it looks like the team is on the right track to doing whatever they can to build the strongest community when it comes to which meme coin in the observed meme coin narrative will be the strongest performer for this bull run here. So once again, if you felt that you missed out on Fartcoin, which is a 2000x from SHITCOIN, then maybe it's time to consider SHITCOIN. Also, if you missed out on Useless Coin, which got up to an all-time high of over $400 million, that is a 400x from here, then maybe it's a good idea to consider SHITCOIN. And also Worthless Coin as well. If you felt that you missed out on Worthless Coin, where Worthless Coin got up to an all-time high of $20 million, that is a 20x from the current market cap of SHITCOIN, then perhaps this is a good opportunity to check into SHITCOIN. But once again, nothing in this video is financial advice, so always make sure to do your own research. Also, crypto is risky, so as much as everything could go to the moon, it could go down to zero as well. So please invest responsibly. Also, I am not a financial advisor, so if everything in this video sounds good to you, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification bell, and give this video a big thumbs up. And with that, I'll see you in the next one.